Hello children, we were studying pollution and conservation, and I told you that in the next video we will study about water. Now, water is essential for the survival and growth of plants and animals. We all know that water is an indispensable part of our life. Not even a single living organism can survive without water, right? So even in other planet like in Mars, first of all, it is being found out that whether any traces of water is available or not, because we all know that wherever there is water, there only availability of life is possible. Okay, so you all very well understand that how important water is. So we must use water judiciously, and we must know that how to conserve water. All right, now groundwater, children, you all know that what is groundwater because you have studied the different horizons, the soil profile you have studied in your lower classes, and there you know that groundwater is available if you move down the horizons, then in the D horizon. Okay, so water from different sources, they seep through the soil. There is a lot of percolation happening, so the water that seeps down and they fill the empty spaces and cracks below the ground. This process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration, and with continued infiltration, what happens is groundwater formation begins. Okay, so it is a reservoir of water, collection of water above the impervious rocks. So above the impervious rocks, those big sized rocks which are present, the parent rocks, okay, so above them the water that is getting infiltrated, that gets collected. So that reservoir of water is the groundwater. The upper limit of that water is the water table. Always the water table level is measured, and you all are hearing this news regularly that the water table is going down in most of the areas. That means there is a depletion. Okay, groundwater is decreasing with each passing day. So now you understand that what is water table. The upper limit of that accumulated water is measured, okay, and that is the water table. Now the level of water table, it naturally varies from place to place, and it may even change at a given place. Like at one particular place, the level of water table will not remain the same forever, it will change. It depends on various factors, okay, but with passing time the level of water table is depleting. So depletion of water table, the water which we draw from underground, okay, that naturally gets replenished by this percolation, by this seepage of rainwater. But nowadays, you children, you know that most of the places are suffering from drought ridden places are there. Then there is a lot of like the floods and droughts, they are not balanced, right? They are coming more frequently, and more we are getting dependent on groundwater for irrigation or for our domestic use. So because of all this, the groundwater level is depleting, okay, and deforestation is also one such reason. So the water level may go down if the groundwater is used at a faster rate than it is being renewed by natural processes. Here children, again the same thing applies. I hope you remember that in the previous video I explained you that there can be a gross scarcity, and at that time I told you that if we continue to use something in an uncontrollable rate and we don't allow it to naturally get replenished, then there will be a depletion, okay, there will be a huge gap. So the same thing is happening in case of water table as well. We are making use of it more and more, but we are not allowing it to get renewed by natural methods. Now some factors which deplete the water table at a place and make it go down are increase in population, industries, agricultural practices, deforestation and scanty rainfall. So the rainfall is also not at the proper rate. Okay, then in some places repeatedly drought comes. There's the people, they are suffering from drought and increase in population. So the natural resource availability is limited, but population is increasing, so the dependency is increasing. Okay, so more and more agricultural practices, more and more industries, and as I said, deforestation, all these factors are responsible for the depletion of the groundwater level, which is one of the most important sources of water for us. So one practical solution for that is rainwater harvesting. All right, now what is rainwater harvesting? This is one practical method of conserving water. This diagram, children, you can see, this is explaining you the method of rainwater harvesting. One similar diagram is there in your book also on page number 81. So what happens is that in this method, the rainwater is collected from the roofs and street corners, and then they are stored for later use. All right, so where will you store the water? For that, storage tanks are made, and then there are some recharge wells. So what happens is that you allow the water to percolate, and in this way the water moves down and the groundwater level can replenish, it can again come up. All right, so the water, you can see in this picture, children, that there is a concrete roof, a house with a concrete roof, and when it is raining, this rainwater falls on the roof, then it is collected in this storage tank, and then it is allowed to percolate down as well. Okay, so this blue layer at the bottom, that is your the groundwater getting replenished, and the water that is there in the storage tank, plus if you have those motors, then you can again use that groundwater or the water that is available in the storage tank whenever you need. Okay, so the definition of rainwater harvesting, or the basic method, it is very well explained in your book also on page number 80 and 81. It is written that in this method, water is collected in storage tanks and recharge wells so as to recharge groundwater, and this is an ideal solution to water problem in areas with inadequate water resources. So there are many places in our country where the water availability is very low, so there they can practice rainwater harvesting, and whenever they need water, like especially if drought comes, then they can actually utilize this water. Okay, then prevention of wastage of water. This is not the responsibility of the government, this is an individual responsibility. Every responsible citizen should take his or her own responsibility and try to minimize the wastage of water. If there is a leakage problem at your place, then whom to blame? There is nobody to blame. Then you only should take immediate action by calling a plumber and fixing that leakage as soon as possible. If a tap is open and the water is flowing just like that, then whose responsibility is it to keep a check? It is our responsibility, right? So by practicing these things at individual level, we can also contribute towards preventing wastage of water. Reuse of water. Treated wastewater can be used for various purposes. Like if you are treating, the wastewater has been treated, then that water can be utilized for watering lawns, for washing of vehicles, okay, or floors, and it can be used for construction purposes. In this way you can save the fresh water for your domestic use, for your personal use, and you can utilize the treated water for these purposes. Okay, then drip irrigation. Children, when I was teaching you, we were studying about irrigation methods, then I told you about drip irrigation, and this is one very successful method in which there are narrow pipes or tubes and they have small holes, and the water drop by drop directly reaches the roots of the plant, so no wastage of water happens, right? Then construction of dams. We all know that how dams can help us. They prevent floods, then they provide water for irrigation, and the lower lying areas, they are also protected if proper dams are constructed. And then the dam water can also be used for generating hydroelectricity, right? So if these things are done, then we can easily solve the problem of water shortage. Okay, now at our individual level, as I told you, several steps can be taken. Like when we are brushing our teeth, then there is no need to keep the tap water running. Okay, we can simply turn it on when we need to wash our face. Then collection of rainwater, or using a bucket and a mug instead of shower. So all these things can help us prevent wastage of water. Then 22nd of March, this day is celebrated as World Water Day. Why? We celebrate this day to attract the attention of everybody towards the importance of conserving water. So children, you all already were aware of the fact that how important water is, right? We can live for a day without food, but it is very difficult to sustain without water. And life on earth is basically possible because of such natural resources. So this is an individual responsibility, and we all should work towards preserving the natural resources. Now in the next turn, we'll have a proper virtual class, and we will study about forests, okay, and wildlife. Thank you, children.